Around the Table on Harrison's original KHOZ.
And welcome to Around the Table. It is a
Friday.
Friday.
Do you know what? That was
What's
a
that?
psych for the people that were expecting you to come on right away and say, welcome. There was like
Yeah.
dead
It's
music, and that was it. And I was like, I don't even have a mic. I can't talk.
It's a dramatic pause.
Was that what it was?
That's what it was.
Okay. Intentional?
That was intentional.
Okay. Okay, Dan.
There we go.
You say so.
Oh, what a morning. What a morning.
Oh, the joys of hunting.
Technology.
Hunting down things in your technology.
Well, we wanted to add some new things to the end of the show, and
We're having trouble with
nothing works. Nothing works.
Anyway, that's how life goes sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, hold on a second. I screwed some things up here.
Can I talk?
You can do whatever you want to do.
Welcome to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. He's Dan. You know, I'm Ann. What more can we say? It is Friday, May 31st. Can you believe June starts tomorrow? And today is, I'm going to give a shout out to my son, Robert Limley, who turned 24 today. So, happy birthday to
you.
Robert.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm
Happy
not going to
birthday to you.
sing, but I'll sing to him personally, but not on here.
All right.
He doesn't listen to this. You know what I mean? Nobody doesn't care.
You make sure the cameras are working. Okay, we're good.
Yeah. Hey,
Yes.
what's going on with you, Dan? Do I want to know?
No, not now. My brain has turned to concrete.
You pretty much did. I want to tell y'all people something.
Yeah.
If you know Dan, don't call him at 9:30 if there's an emergency, because I called him because I had a minor emergency with some technical crap.
Well, 9 o'clock is my bedtime.
So
And you know what?
I got nothing
I turned my phone on silent.
at 9.
It's do not disturb, whatever that feature is.
Yeah, I have that too. But
And
you do.
If I don't, I get ding.
Yeah,
ding
and you can't
all
sleep
night
with that.
long. No, it's ridiculous. But I've got it set up for important people that want to call me. They can still call. Apparently, you're not on that important list.
No, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I should be on that.
Well, I'll put you on there.
You probably should, and maybe I should put you on mine. No, I'm just
You butt call me more than anything else.
I do.
I'll be out in the tractor and I'm going like,
Somehow, you're in my favorites list that you can access really quickly or easier than.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
and inevitably, I will be doing something else on my phone, and somehow then I look at it and I'm like, well, who in the crap am I calling? So there you are. Oh, that's
Okay.
not. We have our little lobby TV is not cooperating,
That's
so
not my problem.
we don't care anymore.
We don't care. We don't care.
Happy Friday, though.
Happy Friday. I don't know what's going on this weekend. Let's see.
We have some stuff,
Yeah,
but we're not going to get into it right now.
Oh, we're not?
Well, I don't know.
We're
Do you
talking
want to? Do you want to do the weather? Do you want to do our normal segment, or do you want to do something
I
else?
don't know. Is anything important happening like today or tomorrow? Do you know?
Well, Dan,
look
we
at
should.
your stuff there.
Well, I know, but you hit me out of the blue with that one.
Okay.
So, if you're listening or watching, how about this? Why don't you post that on this stream if you know of something that's happening this weekend, and that way people can find out. I know tomorrow is the fishing derby at Lead Hill Campground in
That's
Diamond
probably what I'm
City,
thinking
Arkansas.
about.
So that's hot dog. Well, it's Saturday, June 1st, 9 to 11 a.m. You need to bring your own poles, bait, stringers, and tackle. And this is for ages 6 to 12. There will be hot dogs, chips, and drinks provided for the registered participants. So that would be a fun time for kids, I believe. What are you laughing?
Oh, everybody's screaming and hollering in the
I don't know
hallway
if our peeps can hear that or not, but there's always a lot of background noise.
Yeah,
going
and
on.
there's some bands that are playing this weekend too.
Okay.
I think Southern Confession's playing at Brick Oven.
Oh,
They're doing a benefit for somebody. I don't remember who, but I know that they're going to be there this weekend.
Okay.
Don't know
Well, sometimes they listen, so maybe they'll update us.
Yeah,
Jody does.
Try to keep up with what the local bands are doing around.
Yeah.
Kind of my thing.
Yeah.
Kind of interested in that. But I got up this morning and I could feel rain on my bald scalp.
Inside?
No.
You got up this morning and I felt rain.
Then I turned around and I was in the shower. No, I was walking to the car,
Yep.
and had to go back and get a hat.
Did you now?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I wear more hats these days because of the baldness.
You know what? When it drops on you, it doesn't soak in. It just rolls down.
I know.
Doesn't
It's
it?
so frustrating, too.
Oh, well.
Frustrating. But I wonder what the weather's going to be. It says it's going to have showers and thunderstorms likely, then showers and possibly a thunderstorm after 4 tonight.
Oh, okay.
Some storms could produce heavy rainfall. High near 72, east winds of 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then the chance of precipitation is 80% today.
Wow, we're getting rain.
Rainfall amounts between a half and a 3/4 of an inch. So that's a lot of rain.
Yeah, that is.
So there you go. It's going to rain. And then tonight, showers and thunderstorms before 10. Then showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm between 10 and 1 a.m. Then a chance of showers and thunderstorms after. Why don't they just say it's going to rain all night?
No kidding. I don't need all this detail. You know what? I check out when we do all those details.
I know. And I think the weather people say, I'm getting paid by the letter. So I'm going to repeat myself several times. Let's see. Chance of precipitation is 80% again tonight. So let's just say it's going to rain tonight and tomorrow.
There's 80% chance it's going to rain.
Right.
We don't know when. I don't care when.
Yep.
Just be prepared.
Yes.
And then Saturday is a 30% chance of showers, high of 80. And it looks like the sun may pop out some there Saturday, which would be nice. Saturday night, partly cloudy, low of 61. Then Sunday's a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, high of 84. Sunday night, low of 66.
Yeah. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we've got a 50% chance of rain and a 40%. This is the time when it's just going to rain.
Evidently.
And most of it's going to be in the afternoon. So just
be prepared.
Highs for the week. Next week will be in the mid 80s.
Okay.
85 for Monday, 86 for Tuesday, Wednesday 86. So it's constant weather.
For it to be in the 70s like today, even at the end of May, I think that's a little cool for the norm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll talk a little bit more about some of that here in just a second when we ponder something.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's ponder.
Let's ponder.
This is a good one today. I like this one.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
Okay.
Since we're talking about, weather and climate and da-da-da-da-da, it's really quite interesting that our topic to ponder today is, what are your thoughts on climate change? So there. What's wrong, Dan?
Well,
are you losing stuff over there?
Oh, yeah, I need to make sure that doesn't play when it's supposed to play.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
Your thoughts on climate change?
Climate change. I always, now this could be me, but I noticed that the sun feels more damaging.
Hotter?
Now,
or just more what does that mean?
More burning or more damaging to me. It could be my skin. My skin's
shot.
But
I mean, have you noticed a difference from from last year to this, or from the years?
I've noticed it several years ago.
Huh.
And it could be just that I'm getting older, my skin's changing and that kind of thing.
Right.
I don't know how they would measure all of that stuff.
Right.
But anyway, yes.
It's a
climate change, I don't know. And for people to say there is climate change, we're going to die in 10 years and the polar ice caps are going to melt and we're going to drown.
Do we?
And then the other side of that is like, there's nothing to do with it. The climate's not changing, blah, blah. I don't think we know.
I'm not sure we do either.
We didn't even start keeping records of weather until the turn of the century.
Right.
I mean, people didn't keep records of that.
Right.
So,
and I mean, they say that the ice is melting, all that stuff. But so who's to say that's not in the design of the perfect plan? Do you know what I mean? I mean, who's to say that wasn't going to happen?
Yeah. Look at
I don't know.
Look at the Ice Age. I mean, there were dinosaurs here, right? And then the Ice Age killed them all, or
whatever.
Something happened. Yeah. Something catastrophic, and something way out of proportion happened.
Yes.
So I don't know.
I'm perplexed. I mean, I am fumbuzzled by the whole.
I mean, if
climate change.
I like to sit and listen to people that have some kind of knowledge in their brain, that have factual evidence.
Yes, I don't want to listen to you tell me what you think necessarily.
And today, you'll get on Facebook and you'll say that I believe in this, and then you'll always get somebody who proclaims to know it all, just chastise you and shame you and say you better pull your thing out of your whatever. Pull your head out of your
butt?
Yes.
Okay.
Pull your head out of your butt and go do some research. Okay, I'm waiting for the facts here. Where are they?
You're not telling me anything.
You're not telling me a thing.
Right.
You're just wanting to lord over me and show me that you're smarter than me. Well, you may be.
And that very well may be, but
convince
you
me
don't,
with facts.
Right, and don't. I don't remember that flippin' quote. But go ahead.
Oh,
I have a quote that someone gave me, but I'll have to find it. Okay, I don't want to talk. Just continue on while I'm looking.
Anyway, we're perplexed about if there is climate change or not.
Right.
And I don't even like to go into political stuff when this involves the great world.
Oh, yeah.
It's either there or it's not. And the biggest question past this is, if it is, what do we do?
Right.
What do we do?
What solutions do you offer for us to do?
If you say my house is burning, do you have a hose there with water pressure? Or are you just going to say, your house is on fire and you should probably think about Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do.
Okay, that's a valid point.
Go to our Facebook page and at Around the Table and tell us what you think.
We don't have any responses quite yet.
Yeah.
It doesn't look.
Well, that's something to think about. You got one?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Let's see.
All right.
I have lost.
Have you? Well, now, what have you lost, Dan?
I have lost today in history.
It's Freaky Friday. Because here you go. All of the Todays in Histories are gone?
No, they're here, but I just don't have the intro now. I put the intro in, but it's not there now.
See, we were talking. It was a little discombobulated this morning, technically.
Yeah. So do you want to do the first?
I would.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. See if it's here.
I don't know what everybody has planned for this weekend, but since it's going to be wet, does anybody have any specific plans for indoor activities they're going to do? Or do you take your kids? They're out for summer. What do you do? I don't have to worry about that anymore, so I don't really engage in it. But I hope that y'all have a nice little indoor week. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
I'm waiting for someone. This is why I would never do this show by myself. Ever.
Why?
Without you here or someone. Because there's no one to feed off of. Or to spar with, kind of like right now while I'm sparring with myself.
Yeah. Anyway, let's
goodness gracious.
Let me take this up here and see if this is going to work.
Okay.
It's not working.
Okay. So can we just go through them?
No. This is the weirdest thing.
Since you're saying it, why don't you just tell people what in the world?
Oh, what's going on?
Yeah, well, yeah.
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
Let's just go to the first one, because I'm not going to worry about the...
So we don't have any audio for this at all. Okay.
Nope. Yes, we don't have the intro.
Well, look, can we do the number one?
Yes, we can. Let's see what happens.
Oh my, 165 years ago today, Big Ben chimed for the first time in London. Good old Big Ben.
Was that it?
That was it.
Okay.
Saw a gray cloud, and all of a sudden saw it start to swirl. and I saw a lot of things starting to fly up, a lot of leaves and debris. Then I realized it was a tornado.
It was a tornado. 39 years ago today, at least 88 people were killed and more than 1,000 injured as over 40 tornadoes swept through parts of Pennsylvania, Ohio, New York, and Ontario, Canada. And this man saw just one of them. I think one would be enough, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've also asked HHS to add the AIDS virus to the list of contagious diseases for which immigrants and aliens seeking permanent residence in the United States can be denied entry.
37 years ago today, as the number of AIDS deaths increased rapidly, President Reagan ordered the Department of Health and Human Services to take stock of the crisis. He unveiled a controversial policy for testing of AIDS victims.
Okay.
Democrats, please don't feel that you need to get somebody on the other side because of me.
Get some.
35 years ago today, House Speaker Jim Wright, dogged by questions about the ethics, announced he would resign. He urged his fellow lawmakers not to retaliate. That's what's the problem with government today. Everybody hates everybody.
Yeah, well, they want to be have the last word, so to speak.
We want to do it my way or
the
way.
highway. Yep.
I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, me too.
If I see her, what do I say that I'm doing here in the building?
Oh, you came to see me. I work in the building.
What do you do?
I'm an architect.
34 years ago today, the situation comedy Seinfeld began airing as a regular series on NBC. That was a scene from that particular episode.
I bet that was the first episode.
You think so?
They sound different.
Yeah, well, they do.
They're not relaxed. They're all,
They grew into that for sure.
Very, very much so.
Congressman Rostenkowski engaged in a pattern of corrupt activity for more than 20 years and embezzled hundreds of thousands of taxpayers' dollars.
30 years ago today, Dan Rostenkowski, the powerful chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, was indicted on 17 counts of using government money for personal gain. U.S. Attorney Eric Holder describes some of the allegations. Rostenkowski lost his House seat in Chicago 5 months later. He negotiated a guilty plea in 1996 and was sentenced to 17 years in prison.
17 months.
Oh, 17 months. I'm sorry.
The family believes my grandfather, Mark Felt Sr., is a great American hero who went well above and beyond the call of duty.
Okay, 19 years ago today, former Deputy FBI Director Mark Felt broke a 3-decade silence by revealing he was Deep Throat, the secret source who helped bring down President Nixon in the Watergate scandal. His grandson read a statement.
Wow.
Yeah,
Everyone wanted to know back then who Deep Throat was.
Right. Well, that's who it was.
Yeah, he had some dirt on everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who has supported Bo. He's had a wonderful team everywhere.
This was 10 years ago today. Sergeant Bo Bergdahl, yes.
Bergdahl.
The only American soldier held prisoner in Afghanistan was freed by the Taliban in exchange for 5 Afghan detainees from the U.S. prison in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. His mother, Janie Bergdahl, was grateful.
There's a podcast out that I listened to that had everything to do with that whole day. Yeah, it was really interesting.
Did you learn something?
I did. I'm not going to, But yeah, it was very informative.
Very good.
I was terrified. We almost kind of felt like it wasn't real.
5 years. See, that's yours. I'm sorry. Go
5 years ago today, a longtime city employee opened fire in a municipal building in Virginia Beach, killing 12 people on 3 floors before police shot and killed him. That woman was standing there to witness it nearby.
Danny Masterson, known for his work on the TV sitcom That 70s Show, now faces up to 30 years in prison after being found guilty of 2 counts of rape. Prosecutors retried the 47-year-old after a deadlocked jury led to a mistrial in December. They say he drugged women's drinks to rape them between 2001 and 2003 and was able to avoid the consequences because they were all members of the Church of Scientology. The women said they were warned against going to law enforcement to report a church member of such high standing.
1 year ago, jurors found the 70s show star Danny Masterson guilty of 2 counts of rape in the Los Angeles court. CBS correspondent Matt Piper had the story. Masterson was sentenced to 30 years in prison.
Man.
To life. Wow.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Yes. 94 years ago today, actor-director Clint Eastwood was born. Happy birthday. He's had a long career, but will always be best known for that phrase. Make
my day. You got to consider yourself lucky, punk.
Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff.
Puff. Go ahead.
Oh, is it mine?
Yeah. Please.
Okay. 86 years ago today, singer Peter Yarrow was born. Yarrow was Peter in the group Peter, Paul, and Mary. One of their biggest hits was Puff the Magic Dragon.
What is that about, do you think?
Oh, probably drugs, I would think.
Well,
you think?
It's referenced in Meet the Parents movie
okay.
that they're talking about smoking pot.
Oh, sure. Puff.
That it had nothing to do with a cute little dragon, but I don't know.
Maybe you saw dragons after you smoked some of that stuff.
Maybe. I don't know.
Never know.
I didn't shoot anybody. You see a gun anywhere, look.
48 years ago today, actor Colin Farrell was born. With cops all around, he played a man forced to do whatever a sniper told him in Phone Booth. That's your
I watched
Today
that
in
movie.
History. I did too.
That was 2 hours in a phone booth, and it kept me riveted the entire time.
Exactly.
You would think, okay, we're in the phone booth.
No. There was lots going on.
Lots going on.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Should we take a break?
We should. And when we come back from our break, we will have Sandy Moss, and she's going to talk about art therapy, and she operates out of the Recovery Center of the Ozarks.
Okay.
So stay with us.
We'll be right back. Stay with us. Yes. Welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and Ann.
Can you turn on that third mic?
This one?
Yeah, thank you.
Why?
It's because we have a guest.
Oh, we've got a guest. Okay. All right.
We have Sandy Moss in the studio, and I have to tell a little brief story that I met her in Walmart. We were both shopping, and you know, I noticed your hair, of course, because and I'd seen you in other places. But anyway, she approached me and we started talking, and come to find out she would be a perfect guest for Around the Table.
Oh, yeah.
So we're really glad that you agreed to come on. And you do art therapy.
Actually, it's art as therapy.
Art as therapy. Okay.
Right.
So what is that?
Okay, art therapy is something that someone that has a degree in psychology, psychiatry, something like that, they go to school for that during their program and they get a certificate, blah, blah, blah. It adds on, which is great. And it's art therapy is led by the psychologist, the clinical care worker, whoever this is. So they're like, here, draw this for me, and this is what it means, which is great. I have no problem with that.
Oh, okay.
Art as therapy is self-directed. So I may say, this is what we're going to do. Let's look at and draw circles, or take a dot for a walk, something like that. But it's not so much let me diagnose and tell you what your drawing means.
Right.
It's much more about the brain.
It's an internal thing for them.
Right. So what happens, because art therapy works with talk therapy, this art as therapy and the way I do it works with the brain, and it's based in neuroscience. Now, I'm not a neuroscientist, but there's so much research and there's so much amazing information out there about how art works with the brain, different areas of the brain. So basically what happens is when we go into an artist therapy session, we chat a little bit, but then we have a directive, we have a direction we're going.
Okay.
And the cool thing is your brain is created to heal itself. It is created to take care of all the trauma and the stress and the yuck and the muck.
Is that why then some people can do it on their own and some can't?
Right.
Okay.
And that's why, once you get started, you don't have to, it's like you eat a hamburger. Oh, great, a hamburger. Well, you don't tell your brain, okay, this is meat and it has these proteins in it and it needs to go to this part of the body to support this, and this is a tomato and blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing with the brain. Once you feed it what it needs to rebuild or build new neural pathways, it just does it.
Yeah. Is that the same kind of thing when someone has a stroke and the doctor says he's not coming back, and then he does? Something similar to that?
Yes, because the brain, research has found that the brain has a plasticity about it. So you can actually reshape your brain. You can rebuild new neural pathways. You can change neural pathways. You can add. I mean, it's incredible, the capability of the brain.
And do you have to have outside influence to do that then? Or are you just, I mean, why do some people benefit more than others then? You know what I mean?
I do.
I mean, at healing of their brain, healing itself.
It's partially mindset. It's believing that,
believing
this, I saw your
yeah.
topic to ponder yesterday. Yeah. It was incredible.
Oh, about the artistic and the whole thing.
Yes. So when you have this idea that, okay, well, if I can heal my brain, if I can heal from trauma, then I can. So that's where it starts.
Not I can't, but I can.
Right. Yeah. And you approach these things, and many times it takes someone just kind of like to get you started down that path.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, you can do this. Yes, it can happen. Yes, this is a possibility. And all you need is a little encouragement, a little direction.
Right.
So when we do artist therapy, what happens is you go into flow state, which I'm sure you've heard of flow state. They used to call it runner's high. Flow state is when you get into something so intensely that you lose track of time.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We read everything in our day-to-day, even sitting right here, through our past experiences and our memory. When we're in flow state, the chemical or the hormone in the brain called norepinephrine is inhibited. That chemical is the direct link between your past memories and where your feet are right now. Okay? So if you can inhibit that, if you can make it slow down, make it stop, you can focus on where you are right now, and your brain goes,
like a new start.
I got a reboot. I got a moment to breathe.
So is that good for you or bad?
Yes,
it is good for you.
Well, if trauma is, if you're carrying that with you throughout your lifetime, then you have to put a stop. You know, you need, and that's what this does.
You need
It's
a breath.
the reset.
Yes.
Right.
So the amazing thing and the scary thing about trauma is we have, it's trauma, it's trauma. Well, we have, like they say, trauma with a big T and trauma with a little t.
Right.
But then we have compassion fatigue and PTSD, which we all know about. And then we have complex PTSD, which is rarely talked about because it was originally considered to be Stockholm Syndrome. So when someone was abducted and abused, they created or had this affinity of kindness or loyalty to their abuser. Well, that's all well and good, but that falls more into PTSD, and they're kind of, at this point, they're going to start readdressing that. Because complex PTSD is when you're in a relationship with someone you trust and there's abuse. That causes complex PTSD, and that's a little bit different of a bug than PTSD.
Yeah.
Because this is a trusted person, this is a spouse, this is a parent, this is a sibling, an uncle, an aunt.
And you
or
kind
a
of
close friend.
open yourself up to them and reveal everything, your feelings, your heart, the whole thing, and then they betray you, I guess.
Or it's someone that has been an authority figure, someone that you have trusted that they're going to lead you and guide you and help you, and all of a sudden you found out that's not right. That was abuse. That was not normal. And who's to say what normal is when you're in that situation as a family member? Then, well, that was normal for us, but that's not normal.
But it is amazing that you still have that in you, like a child maybe is in a position with an uncle or somebody that takes them down the wrong path. It's amazing that you still have that hardwired programming that this is not right.
You can, but it takes a lot of time to get to that point going, something's not right. And when you're 4, 5, 6 years old, your brain is not developed to the point that you can even comprehend to that level. And even on top of that, 3, 4, 5-year-olds, the brain is not even developed enough yet to store memories of those things. So you have this undercurrent of there's something wrong. Why is this? Why do I feel this way? Why do I respond this way?
Right.
And normally that comes about and comes out through acting out. 9, 10, 11, junior high, high school, even into adulthood. And that acting out can be as simple as being a shopaholic, being a workaholic. Any holic, these are all abusive or addictive behaviors. And they come from somewhere. They don't just poof overnight. There is something there that is leading you down that path.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Ugh.
Very interesting, though.
That is very interesting. Now, do you see clients?
I do. I'm working with Recovery Center for the Ozarks. I do group sessions with them once a month. And then I've got 2 clients with them that I do one-on-one sessions, and then I do one-on-one sessions at my studio also.
And does this all involve art?
Yes, this is all it's all artist therapy. So it is very much, we do an initial, hi, how are you, share what you want to share to give a direction on what we need to do. And from that, I pull from, we need to work on trust issues, we need to work on fear, we need to work on self-esteem, whatever these things are.
So do you have a therapist? You're a therapist. How do I say that? Well, I want to know, do you have to specialize in art therapy then, or
No. What's so funny about this?
It's part of your schooling, but
actually it's not.
Oh, okay.
There is no schooling for this. This is a program that God dropped in my lap that has been developed to the nth almost degree.
Okay.
I've been doing this for over a decade. And this whole thing, because of this process and my healing journey, which I hate those terminologies, but coming into wholeness, I like much better, because I grew up in a difficult, challenging childhood. My mother has a severe personality disorder that I did not know about until I was around 30-something. And coming through that, I struggled with complex PTSD before it was nobody even knew what it was. And once that came out, and once I was like, oh, this is what it is, it was like God said, and this is how we're going to heal it. And I'm like, huh? What?
Yeah.
But then it was literal. I walked through the process, and now it's just grown and grown and grown.
Yeah.
So it's actually, I've got copyright on it, the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
Wow.
So you're helping people?
Yes.
So
I've
have been people are benefiting from it, and
yes.
They've started from one spot in their life, and they've moved on to another.
Yes.
Okay.
I when I was in Kentucky, I worked with the Elizabethtown Sexual Trauma Recovery Services there. I worked with a couple of their clients, a couple of their admin, and some of their liaison people. And then they asked me to come back and do an afternoon retreat with their psychologists, psychiatrists, all of their staff. And then at the time I had kits. I was doing a kit. So some place like that could purchase the kit. And they purchased 50 of the kits and began using them. And then we had 2020, and of course everything at that point shut down on the personal level.
Yeah.
But since then, I've worked with multiple people, and their lives have changed, their behaviors, their understanding and recognizing why they make the decisions they do, how they make the decisions they do.
Right.
It's changed.
Yeah. Okay.
How do people ask questions with you? I mean, how do people, what do they got to do to see you?
Oh,
I guess.
Are we talking in a session or?
No, I guess I did not ask that very well at all. And why am I not surprised? So how do they contact you?
I have a website, sandykayemoss.com. I have a Facebook page, and I have a YouTube channel also, and they're all under Sandy Kaye Moss. And then I have my phone number that's available also, or they can get in touch with RCO, the director there. And it's not just substance abuse and recovery that I work with. It is any type of trauma. And it's funny to give you...
Well, you're at Recovery Center of the Ozarks, and they probably run... There's a whole plethora of...
Yes.
Type. Yeah.
And it's funny when we think about PTSD, we think, oh, veterans and blah, blah, blah. Well, it's strange. Long before this happened, I lived in Ohio, and there was a young man that his family, he was 13, and they had a head-on collision with, of course, an oncoming car. Thankfully, no one was really hurt, but he saw it.
Oh, yeah.
He saw it coming.
That would, yeah.
And to this day, he cannot get his driver's license.
Oh.
And that was 13 years ago.
Wow. Wow.
And he's not been able to move
He's not
past
gotten
that.
there yet.
Oh.
No.
That's sad.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And it's funny because we think, oh, PTSD, complex PTSD, compassion fatigue. We have so many people here in our area that are caring for elderly parents or for children with
That's
disabilities.
a little traumatic. Been there.
Yes. Yeah, me too. And that is called compassion fatigue. And the difficulty with caring for someone is it stresses you immensely. It stresses you, and it puts you at risk, much higher risk for developing physical and mental issues after they pass or after there's more help brought in. So that's another continual, it's not just first responders, it's anyone caring for a family member that's going to have the same problem.
Okay.
Right. Great information.
Well, do you have the phone number where they can get a hold of you? Yeah, give it to us.
It's 740-517-5002.
Okay. Is that the Recovery Center of the Ozarks?
No, that's my number.
Oh, your number. Okay, that's
that's
fine.
our personal.
I
phone
don't
probably.
have the Recovery Center's number.
That's fine. They'll get right to you then.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Sandy.
Yeah, thank you, Sandy.
Absolutely. Thank you for letting me come chat.
Yeah.
I
Maybe you'll come
appreciate
back
that very
and
much.
maybe give us some more information.
Yeah,
Things change and
yes, that would be
we would
great.
love.
yeah.
love to share some
Yeah,
information
we would love
on
that.
the other side of the stuff that I do, because there's more.
Maybe bring in one of your
very
success
complex.
stories if they would love doing that.
Actually, I have a gentleman from RCO I think that would love to come in.
Okay.
Well, we have several future segments with you.
Good.
Sounds like
good.
so
We'll do
good.
that.
Wonderful. Thank you
But
so much.
Thank you.
very
I
much.
appreciate it.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to Around the Table. What were you saying?
You jumped on that one just a little bit faster, Dan.
What's that? Oh, did you want me to drag it out a little bit
No,
longer?
you've
I
dragged
can
it
go
out.
3 minutes without just saying a word.
Can you
People-
turn me up so I can hear me?
Well, you're right there.
Thank you.
You've always been there.
No, I haven't.
No.
I've been right here. Hey, do you know what?
What's
Do you
that?
ever use Ticketmaster?
Ticketmaster. Yeah, I've gone on there to see what the prices for tickets were.
Okay.
Never bought anything, but
Have you not?
oh my gosh, you know what a ticket to a concert
It's
these
crazy.
days is?
Oh, yeah.
$200 or $300.
Or more.
And I'm thinking, well, if I can get all my family in the car, we'll all go. What? Wait a minute, it's one ticket. What?
It's not the carload, Dan.
Yeah, really.
So not only does it look like they just let the personal data of 500 million customers slip out the door, they haven't even warned those users, even though it seems as the data has been stolen in April. For those names, phone numbers, addresses, and credit card details are now available to purchase on the dark web. So if you bought anything through Ticketmaster over the last 13 years, which is sadly most of us guilty, good luck.
Guilty.
Do you know what?
Oh my gosh.
I got to tell you something.
What's that?
This has nothing to do with any of this, but my husband said he's read stuff on like authenticator apps and that they aren't all that secure, perhaps. That's what, well, I was having to use one yesterday, and I don't know if there's, validity to that or not. But this is kind of the same thing. You go and you buy something through something on the web. Nothing's safe, it feels like. Yeah. Even probably the Authenticator app. Can then Google get through all my information? I don't know.
We use the Authenticator.
We have to.
We have to here.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Talking about guilty. Can Donald Trump still vote as a felon?
I don't know. Can he?
Now that Donald Trump has become the first U.S. president to be convicted of a felon, will he even be allowed to vote in his own election? Probably.
Okay.
He plans to appeal the conviction, and until the whole process is exhausted, which could take years, he's free to vote, even for himself.
Wow.
And even though he is convicted, he can still be elected as president. I think that the people should decide. When it's that big, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
You've got people out there that don't like him. They hate him.
Yeah.
They think this is the greatest thing to do. But, I think everybody should.
Should what?
Go to number 5.
I thought perhaps we should.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think everybody should. I think this is half the country.
Right.
Half like him, half doesn't. Doesn't? Don't.
Doesn't?
Doesn't.
How about doesn't?
Doesn't.
This is a botched for Dan.
So let the people decide. This is the people's government. It's not your opinions government.
It's not anymore.
No. Well,
it's not,
that's where it's going.
Yep.
Anyway.
So
we'll find out. We'll find out. There's going to be a lot of appeals in this whole thing.
Hey, L'Oreal is a huge makeup brand that probably most of. I mean, maybe you have you heard of it, L'Oreal?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not probably. I don't think it's just makeup, but anyway, that's all I've ever bought of L'Oreal brand is makeup. Anyway, it is okay. At a cosmetics conference in Paris, L'Oreal unveiled its newest creation, and it's not makeup. It's 3D printed skin. That has the ability to feel creepy, yeah? L'Oreal isn't looking to get into the medical business yet. They've been using it to test makeup on. They say the stuff can mimic conditions like eczema and acne. It can also tan and heal itself from a cut. Okay, that's creepy. That's creepy a little bit, don't you think?
Why? What are they doing with it?
Well, they just want because they're testing these products like that heal eczema on this skin that's been 3D printed, which is kind of cool. But that seems a little bit, I don't know.
Is it real skin?
It's 3D printed skin.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking a 3D printer would be plastic, but it's real skin.
It does not.
Where's the source of the skin coming from?
I don't know, Dan.
Do they have a guy over there and it's pulling strands off of him while the machine's printing?
They have a Dan sitting in the creepy chair, and they've got him like, whatever. You're stuck in a strap, and you're strapped on that chair, and they're abusing. No, whatever. This is going downhill.
You know that we just had an interview about PTSD.
Yes.
And there's an alarming number of college students suffering from PTSD.
Really?
A new study has found that post-traumatic stress disorder has spiked among college students. It doubled during the pandemic years, with 8% of the students now suffering from PTSD with symptoms like flashbacks and nightmares.
Really?
It's more proof of how much some students struggled with remote learning and social distancing. That might be a better thing just to put them back in school if they're having that much problems.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
We have to go back to a break.
Okay.
One more break, guys, and then we're done for the week and headed for the weekend.
Yes.
We'll be right back. Stay with us. And welcome back to Around the Table. We've got just a couple minutes remaining. And, you got anything you want to talk about over there?
No. Dan, you're killing me here.
I know. I'm so out of it this hour. I am. We had a little technical problem. I wanted to do something special at the very end of the show for one of our buddies that passed away, Fred Wool, and I made a little image, and we cut out the remaining. He was in here April the 22nd.
Yes,
and
he interviewed us, and we interviewed him. We just like to sit and talk to Fred.
Yeah,
He's
we love Fred.
Interesting and a very precious person, and he is a testament to what an angel on earth is, I think.
Yeah. So
he was a wonderful man.
Yeah.
And I know our whole community misses him.
Yeah. He just had a huge impact on a lot of people. And
he did.
And he will be missed. I've thought about him more than, he's not a family member.
Right.
When somebody passes, a family member, you think, oh my gosh, that's really hard, and it is hard.
Right.
Wasn't really a family member, but he knew how to get in your heart.
He sure did. Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
So we want to.
And we need. Do we have time to?
No, we don't.
Okay. His visitation and funeral is going to happen on June 7th. That's next weekend, or his memorial service. So we'll post details on Around the Table Facebook page. I'll share them again.